What is up guys, Lord Sando here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a new game. This game is called Warlords and it's a warfare game, and it plays very similar to something like Conqueror's Blade. The game was made in a very short period of time just by one developer, so there are a lot of bugs and content features that they need to add to make this game better. I believe that this game does have some potential because there aren't many games like this on Roblox, but until the developer works on polishing the game by fixing these bugs and adding more features, I think it will continue to fly under the radar. So essentially the premise of the game is that you're in charge of a troop of soldiers, and you have to lead them into battle against a 3v3, 4v4 or 5v5 versus enemies. You can choose what type of soldiers you want to actually lead into war. I believe you're given 4 options when you start playing the game, but most of the other classes you have to unlock with gold, which you can get by playing matches. I believe the only game mode that they currently have is control points, and once you're in game, you have to basically go to one of the control points and capture it with your troops. The first team that gets 1000 points wins the match, and they get a reward of 100 gold, and the losing team gets 50 gold. In terms of the combat, it's nothing too special, but it does feel quite fun. Depending on the troops that you chose, you'll have special abilities that you can use. And given that this game isn't a 1v1, you're going to have to coordinate with your allies. There are going to be lots of team fights, and you have to learn about flanking and catching your enemies off guard. This is why it's pretty much just horrible to play in a public lobby, because if your teammates don't know what to do, then there's basically nothing you can do to actually win the game. The fights aren't so mechanical themselves as they are strategical. It's more about being in the right place at the right time, and that's how you win games. One of my biggest criticisms is it takes way too long to win a game. I don't mind sitting in one match and playing for 15 minutes, but the problem is, you're barely rewarded for doing so. You get 100 gold each time you win, and to get a new troop you need 1000 gold, so you need to spend like 3 hours just to unlock some new soldiers. You do also gain XP from playing, and you are able to get stat points from that. You can increase your strength, vitality, dexterity or agility, but it takes like such a long time and the effects are so small that it's not even noticeable. That's pretty much my main problem with the game. The progression is so slow, and since the game modes are the same, it feels like you're going to be grinding for hours on end without much changing at all. I think a potential solution to this would be to add levels to the troops that you're using. Each time you win or lose, as well as your player XP, you should gain troop XP. And leveling up these troops would allow them to have more speed, damage, defense, and health. It could also unlock specific traits or additional special abilities at certain levels. For example, like getting Spearman level 10 could change the wooden spears into like javelins, and that would do more piercing damage to light armor. Another criticism that I have is that the game can feel potentially very buggy. I noticed this was the case in the 5v5 game mode especially. There were periods of time in which my units just refused to follow me, and they just stopped attacking. There's also a bug where your character just gets glitched and you can't move properly. It's kind of like you're stuck in the ground. With all of that being said, I do believe that this game does have some good potential. Like I said before, it's one of the only games on the platform that are like this. And I think that if the developer works on polishing up the game and adding these features, as well as some additional game modes like Siege or Deathmatch, then the game will be in a very good spot, and I think it could be a very popular game. I'll leave the link to the game in the description and pinned comment so you guys can check it out. Apart from that, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.